artificial intelligence has entered the classroom, not just a tool for teaching, but as a judge of student work. But how do educators, students, and parents perceive this technological leap? Research offers a revealing glimpse into the minds of those shaping and experiencing the future of education.
Yes. To AI.
I think that I partially agree with the use of AI.
I don't think AI should be doing the full grading.
In a survey conducted with university students in Hong Kong, over 70% acknowledged the benefits of generative AI, citing personalized feedback and faster support. But a significant number also expressed concerns. 60% questions the accuracy of AI feedback, and 45% worried about its impact on their critical thinking skills. Interestingly, a recent study from Springer Open Journal found that students were more receptive to AI-generated feedback when it was paired with instructor comments, demonstrating the irreplaceable value of the human touch in learning. And what about parents? Massachusetts family took their son's school to court, arguing that unclear policies on AI tools led to unfair penalties. Their case underscores a broader issue, the urgent need for transparency and regulation.
So, the use of AI in evaluating student work is still a debatable topic or a topic of concern. As a computer science teacher, I know how AI works. So, basically, AI tools are generally being fed by inputs. When we're referring to evaluating student works, the inputs are the rubrics. And for me, it will be efficient if the rubrics are properly constructed. And also, it's consistent. And at the same time, it's also data driven. Now, on the other hand, the problem with the use of AI when we're talking about evaluating student work is if it's over reliance on predefined criteria, which is like the objectivity of the rubrics. And at the same time, there's a potential loss of human touch when it comes to that.
I don't think AI should be doing the full grading because you can find bias when if you put an assignment in, you can just change a few factors with the assignment. Not even the what the student is written. You can change the student's name to different things and get a different grade. What I can see the grading can be used for is to inform grading. So if you've assigned or you've assessed an assignment and you want to check how far off you are, use the AI to make that assessment, and then you can sort of evaluate your own grading. Is your grading on target or is it way off target? So it might help with bias that you might have in assessments so that you're more fair in how you do assessments, but would not use AI as the sole reason for grading.
I would agree to utilizing AI for evaluating and grading assessments, but I still do have reservations for that one. I'm coming from the perspective of someone who knows how AI works from the back end. We are all very familiar and aware of the biases and processes of hallucinations of any large language models and AI tools that will be helpful for the teachers. I would agree because primarily that would be a great help for teachers in terms of productivity, in terms of giving immediate feedback. But the reservation lies on how the end product will be. So AI can be used in order for us to assess and evaluate students' output, but that shouldn't be released to students without until further evaluation and review from the teachers.
To some extent, yes. If the teacher just needs some text or needs help in explaining further how a student is doing in class, then sure, I think AI is just as regular or will be as normal as spell check. So eventually, I think it's okay.
So what I feel is there's never a yes or a no. With education, there's always multiple things to consider. So I think AI is fantastic in terms of that you can input the whole units of study, you can input the rubric, you can input the student work, and you can get the feedback. So I think using AI for creating feedback in terms of assessment is fantastic, but I think we would always need that teacher discretion piece. So we know that there can be, I want to say mirroring, but that's not the right word. AI can make mistakes. And miraging, that's what I was trying to go for. And so then the human needs to be looking at the data that is presented and thinking about that professional judgment. They are watching the child in class every day, but so much of teachers' work, administrative work, is very cumbersome, and I think if they used AI to grade, they would have much more time to think about the planning of their lessons. So as long as the human isn't removed, that the AI saves time and the human checks, and then the human can focus more on the teaching pedagogy.
Off the bat, I would say no. But I would like to give you the reason, because whenever you give an assignment, there is an objective to that. So two things: either you want the student to have an advanced reading, or you want the student to confirm and research further on topics that was discussed. Now, for both, you can only use AI, in my opinion. You can use AI to validate the answer to the assignment or the shared further studies with regards to a certain topic. But to consider whether the assignment was able to reach the objective or be able to answer the questions that was raised by the professor would be on the professor's perspective. So in my opinion, we cannot grade the assignments using AI, but we can use AI to validate the information or the work of the student.
I think that I partially agree with the use of AI to grade assignments. Why? First of all, I know grading assignments can be very meticulous, and it becomes a little bit repetitive at times, especially for like marking essays and stuff. So I think if a teacher is very conscious of how they use AI and has a really good understanding of the material that they're actually grading, right? So like that means that they've read the whole essay that they're marking, they understand the points, they've reviewed it a lot. I think they could possibly use AI to just speed up the marking process, right? So that they're not as tired when they move on to the next essay, you know, because I know like human, you know, perhaps they grade the previous essay a little higher based on their mood or whatever, right? As long as AI is used as a tool in accordance with the teacher or in partnership with the teacher, I think that's amazing. That's perfect. That makes everyone's lives easier. But if they're just using AI as a whole thing, you know, they're not even reading the essay, then I don't think that's really fair to the student because there's no actual human supervision.
I agree in using the AI tools and grading the student, but it would be better if there's still a human interventions with it. And as long as we have set some ethical considerations and boundaries in using AI in grading students.
Maybe as a former teacher, of course, each child's development is really personalized, right? So I wouldn't want to just rely on AI to make the narrative text for me. As a teacher, I should know the behavior of the child in and out, being with them every day. Also, I think it's quite unsafe because AI maybe can generalize things and apply the same category to different students, which is not necessarily recommended because, of course, each child is different. So to respect our children, X to AI.
Okay, so I think it depends. It depends to what extent AI tools will be used. Because in one instance, if the AI tool, say if you're reading an essay, if the AI tool will be giving recommendations on what should be graded for certain essays that need to be read, then I don't think that would be most useful. But of course, as an AI tool, it can always give recommendations as to what points are like if essays were summarized in that sense, then in a way it works. Because I think at the end of the day, AI, like the information that AI has, is also from human brains. So if we don't give it information, then it's not really going to improve. It's not really better than a human brain, than a teacher's brain. So I don't think it can really replace it, but of course it can help.
Lots of meaningful opinions, isn't it?
It's clear that the landscape of AI in education is evolving. A majority of educators and stakeholders are open to integrating AI in evaluating student work, but with critical conditions. Rubrics must be well constructed, teachers must remain integral as validators, and there's a collective responsibility to address bias, hallucinations, and uphold data privacy. However, the tension between the conservative and adaptive approaches persists. While some embrace the possibilities of AI, others remain cautious, valuing the irreplaceable human touch in teaching and learning. This polarity underscores the ongoing dialogue about how we balance tradition with innovation. And as I wrap up this project, I can't help but reflect on its purpose. This video is not just an exploration, it's actually a requirement for my master's. But here's the twist. When my professor used AI to grade this requirement,